Welcome you guys to the Black Financial Channel, theblackfinancialchannel.com. That's where you can go for daily financial news and commentary from a black perspective. So if you can see me and hear me, just say something in the chat. Let me know you can see me and hear me okay. I am coming in for a couple of minutes to tell you guys about what's going on with the stock market. Hello, is that D-Ron? Good to see you. The stock market is doing some really interesting stuff today. I want to just give you a quick overview of what's happening. You can check out CNBC if you'd like to learn more. But here's what's going on. Basically, according to various news sources, the S&P 500 has closed below its 10-day moving average only 5 times in the last 70 days. Now, let me explain what that means. Basically, it means that the stock market is on, a rally from hell. Like it's literally like shooting fish in a barrel now. It's very, very easy to make money in the stock market right now. Lots of people are doing really well from the stock market right now. And those who are not participating, I kind of feel bad for you because it's never been easier to make money as an investor that I can think of. In fact, actually, a lot of the experts are saying that basically this is better than anything they've seen in their entire life. And so this measuring stick, and I didn't even know people were measuring these things, but different kinds of investors, Forex investors and things like that, they tend to look at moving averages to kind of see, what's going on with the market. Now, that's what you call technical analysis. Now, unfortunately, in academia, technical analysis doesn't get a lot of credence in terms of people believing that it actually works all the time. But at the very least, it can tell you what the market is doing. Now, it's debatable to whether or not it can tell you what the market's going to do. But I think it's definitely an indicator of what the market is doing and what it has done, right? So basically, my interpretation of this result, which basically, don't worry so much about 10-day moving averages and all this other crap. Just know that it means that the market is really doing well. Investors are very confident. They're pricing risk in a certain way. What does that mean? Well, that basically means that people are willing to pay more for certain stocks that they might have than they might have paid in the past. And what this has led to is an unbelievable rally that has lasted for many, 2-3 decades. I mean, it's not as if it's, just in the last couple months. It's actually been the last couple of decades. And that's why you're seeing that big wealth gap between the rich and the poor that's growing more and more and more, because you've got two types of people that, in terms of what people do with their money, you got people that buy stocks and people who don't. Those who buy stocks right now, to this point, have seen their wealth just grow just because that's where they're putting their money. So let's say you're a guy who doesn't make a lot of money, but the same amount of money you might have spent on fast food or new shoes or a new car, you put that same money into the stock market, and you did that consistently in the last 15, 20 years, you probably have a net worth, assuming you didn't take on too much debt, your net worth would probably exceed 70, 80, 90% of all Americans. And so I'm looking at this data now. So based on what I'm reading, what they're effectively arguing is that a lot of this movement is driven by what they call quantitative easing. And basically that's just when the Fed is increasing the money supply. How they do it, that's not really the conversation we have to have now. But basically they're increasing the money supply. And when they increase the money supply and make money more readily available, it basically boosts the economy. Now, the problem is that these are kind of like financial steroids, right? And a steroid is going to boost you for a little while. But if you keep taking steroids, then eventually you're going to have problems. You're going to get sick. And so, so there is a little bit of concern that continuously giving the economy these steroids could ultimately lead to some sort of shock, some sort of decline, some sort of meltdown. Now, do me a favor, if you're watching online anywhere, on any platform, the Black Financial Channel or anywhere else, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and hit the notification bell. And I don't know if you guys know that we do have a Black-owned financial channel. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe at theblackfinancialchannel.com, or you can go to YouTube and just look up the Black Financial Channel. You'll find it there. Some of you are on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, please retweet this conversation, because one of the keys to black wealth is that black people have to become investors. In America, there is a distinct and direct connection between choosing to be an investor and where your wealth level is. In fact, in America, the way America's built, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to become really wealthy when you are not an investor. Now, somebody says, boy, show your portfolio. No, I'm not showing you my portfolio, but I will say that I'm well diversified. I buy a lot of stocks, and I diversify across the three major asset classes, which is stocks, bonds, and real estate. Or excuse me, scratch that. Stocks, real estate, and entrepreneurship. Those are the three, what I call the three pillars of wealth. That's what we teach in the Black Business School. The three pillars of wealth are stocks, real estate, and entrepreneurship. So I have a few business ventures. I have some real estate, and also I own some stocks. And the way I buy stocks is I don't try to pick the hot stock or predict which stock is going to do what. I just consistently invest over time, because that's the in graduate school when I was learning all about stocks and I looked at all the data, what I repeatedly remember hearing and repeatedly remember getting from all the things I was learning and studying is that basically steady investing is the key. And diversification is what matters. So that's what I do. I just diversify and I'm consistent with it. And that's actually worked out pretty well. Now, one thing that you have to throw out there, one caveat, is nobody knows the future. So this could all end up, leading to a massive crash. In fact, when people ask me, do I think the stock market's going to crash? I say absolutely it's going to crash, because it crashes all the time. It's crashed on multiple occasions. But crashes are not the end of the world. Crashes have recoveries. It's like if it rains outside, that doesn't mean it's going to rain forever. It just means it's raining that day. So the stock market, historically speaking, has been something where it's rained a few times, but the sunny days outweigh the rainy days. So with that being said, I want to ask you guys a yes or no question. As you hit the thumbs up button, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're on Facebook, please share this to your page. If you're on Twitter, please retweet this conversation. Everybody, right now, please hit the thumbs up button. This is very important. So I'm going to ask you guys a yes or no question. How many of you are invested in the stock market? Give me a yes or no if you are a stock market investor right now as you're seeing this conversation. Yes or no? Are you invested in the stock market? Give me a yes or no. And I'm going to pull up the page to see if okay, I see. Is that Tony? Okay. Shadow. Or yes. Is that Big Bach? Okay. Big Bark. Okay. Michael. Okay. I see a lot of yeses. Good. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Okay. I see a no. Tanya. It's okay that you say no. But what I want you to do is I want you, if you're in the no category, I don't want you to be ashamed of where you are. I just want you to make me a promise right now. And this is for you to come in here. We don't charge you any money. We only ask you to pay attention. But also I'm asking you to make a commitment to yourself and to your family. Promise me that right now, after you walk out of here, you're going to get on the Cash App and you're going to buy yourself at least $1 worth of stock. Just promise me today. Give me a yes if you can make this promise that when you walk out of here, you're going to invest something for your family and begin that trajectory of investing. And when you invest, you want to begin to invest consistently. So give me a yes if you're committed to changing your life today and making that move and moving forward with investing. Don't do it for me. Do it for your kids, your grandkids. Do it for yourself. Because I can just tell you, I put it on everything. I've looked at all the data. I've done all the analysis. I've written several research papers on investing. To write a research paper, it's not enough to just know what's in the book. To write a research paper, you have to write things that are not in the book. You have to expand the frontier of knowledge. You can't just regurgitate what some other scientist wrote in his book. You have to come up with your own stuff. So as a person who's been on the frontier of financial knowledge and understands exactly how this thing works, I can tell you that stock market investing is one of the leading indicators of whether or not a person is going to be wealthy or not in this country. There are other factors. I told you guys about student loans. Student loans are a wealth killer. Student loans are zapping wealth out of the black community and putting wealth into the white community. It's taking money out of working class hands and putting it into the hands of the elite. If you live in a city that has a major college campus, I guarantee you that one day I want you to drive by that campus and I want you to notice how many buildings they're putting up, how many blocks they're gentrifying. They're buying entire segments of the city. Up at Columbia University, they're in the middle of a black neighborhood and they're buying up property all over the place in those black neighborhoods. And it's not just in New York; it's all over the place. And the reason they're able to do that is because they've been able to basically get away with these massive increases in tuition, which actually came from government policy. I believe that making student loans readily available actually pushed up and inflated pocket the cost of tuition. And so what's happening now is that people are borrowing a lot of money to go to school and they can't repay the loan, right? It's easier to sign for the loan than it is to repay it. So a lot of people, in fact, actually, if you put 100 black college students, you take 100 black college freshmen, out of that 100 students, 52 of them will not graduate. 52 of them will never finish school. Out of the 48 that finish school, half of them are going to default on their student loans. Half of them are not going to ever be able to repay that debt. So that half that can't repay that debt, they are at risk of having bad credit, which undermines your ability to do the other things that a wealth builder does. So it's like they're not just putting you behind in the race, they're cutting off your legs at the same time. So not only are you trying to catch up with everybody else, but you're trying to catch up without your legs. Like you're literally running on nubs and you're trying to run and catch up with people that have full grown legs that are 100 miles ahead of you. It ain't going to work. So what I'm just really trying to tell you guys is stock market investing should be part of your overall investment strategy. I'm not presenting stock market investing as a catch-all, fix-all, be-all, just wonderful, like, oh yeah, if you do this, then everything's going to just flip overnight. No, you have to do it in conjunction with a lot of other things. But at the end of the day, stock market investing is extremely important. And I'm presenting this story to you about the market really being on a historic and meteoric rise right now. I'm presenting that to you in hopes that I can convince you to consider investing as part of your overall family plan, okay? Because right now, the white guys are having all the fun, and I don't think that they should have all the fun. I think that you should have some fun too. I know that Alicia and I are very happy with our stock market portfolio, and I don't have to talk her into any of that. So anyway, so do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. Also, just in case you want to know, in the Black Business School, we have a great stock market investing program. If you're interested in taking a look, feel free to go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. that's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. So feel free to go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com if you want to learn about our class. And we also have a business school for children at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. So I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day, and thanks for listening, and it was a lot of fun. I'll see you guys soon. Be good. Peace.